You're never going to get to where you want to be. And I know that sounds like a really negative thing to say, but hear me out. Because I see so many people with big goals and dreams, which is amazing. But the problem is they're so focused on the end result that they don't factor how things can change along the way. Because you may get halfway through and then realize you want to go in a completely different direction, or maybe you make some big breakthrough that takes you down a completely different path. And because of all of that, even though you may be doing amazing, you might have this difficulty really appreciating the wins, of enjoying the moment or looking at how far you've come, because you're overlooking all of that, focusing on the end result and where you built up in your head that you should have been. I'll use myself as a perfect example of that. A few years ago when I started this journey and I released my book and I set out on this mission to help people, I had this big vision that I wanted to change the way that people used and think about food. My entire focus was on nutrition and changing the world. But as I went along the journey and I really grew and I evolved and found out who I was and what I really was interested in, I found myself down a path where actually I realized that my true passion was in mindset. It was understanding why people think and feel the way that they do. It was about getting to understand why their brains are programmed in a certain way and really giving them the mentality where they can achieve anything. And because of all of that, on paper, I've completely failed. Like, if you look at my original goals and vision of where I wanted to be, I'm not even close. Yet over the last few years, I've had the privilege of working with people from around the world. I've been interviewed on radio shows and podcasts. I've done talks that have made more of an impact than I ever could have imagined. My business has had more success than I ever could have dreamt when I first started this journey. Yet, it's a completely different path than I could have imagined when I first got started. And this is why, for me, it's so important that we shift our focus from the future and everything that we want to achieve and instead put it on really enjoying the journey. As I found that one of the biggest causes of unhappiness or dissatisfaction is people living in the past or in the future and not stopping to enjoy the present. And that's why I really think we need to develop this self-awareness and level of gratitude about who we actually are, what we're doing, and where we're going. Not only that though, but if you're someone who's extremely driven and you set some big goal and target, once you reach it, you're not suddenly going to be like, cool, I've done that, I'm out. Instead, you're going to think, what's next? Where do I go from here? And because of that, that bar that you set is going to continue to raise. And that's why you're never going to get to where you want to be, as that goal line is going to continue to move. And I find with so many people that I speak to, this is one of the biggest reasons why no matter what they achieve, they still feel empty and unfulfilled, as they're chasing these big goals and targets, convincing themselves that once they hit a certain milestone, a level or threshold, then they'll be happy. Then they'll take some time off, they'll prioritize their family, they'll focus on their health, or they'll enjoy themselves. Yet that was what they said the time before and the time before that. But like a dog chasing their tail, they're going around in circles, not knowing what to do with it once they catch it. And this is why I believe we need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to get everything perfect and right, and develop that self-awareness where, yes, it's amazing to be striving and moving forward, but taking the time as well to stop, to be present, to enjoy the moment, and really realize how amazing you're actually doing. Because be honest here, when was the last time you actually stopped to reflect on how far you've come? So that's what I want you to do right now. Take a moment to just reflect on your journey so far. Think of how far you've come, the challenges you've faced. Think about who you are and what you've learned about yourself. Really take that moment to reflect on the fact that you're here, you're doing it, and you're far more amazing than you're giving yourself credit for. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Byron Morrison. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.